Hi, hello. It's me. With the Year of Shadow coming to an official end in April, yes, the Year of Shadow is not over. Come on guys, do better. Jokes aside, with the Year of Shadow coming to an end, I know Sega is looking at this past year like, holy cash grab. In a good way, obviously, and they probably want to do it again, and they genuinely should, and they should call it the same thing. I have this weird headcanon that they don't like to go with sequel names anymore. I don't know, it's probably just me, but like, I don't know, like they do Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, but then it's very rare since then that they do anything else. This isn't even a game, it's just, I don't think they like to do sequel names or continue on with the same name. They'll probably change it up. But why should they do it? Like I said,
here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
It's also just genuinely fun. I could tell at all the panels this past year, the vibes, the community. We had a great time glazing Shadow this year. Kirk Thornton went from hated to loved. We got a solo Shadow campaign and an animation. Like, we ate this year with one character. The best reason I can give, even though Shadow doesn't fit this bill, this reason works because Sega has definitely earned our trust back, at least more so than before. And that is, it could bring niche characters to general audiences to the light. This isn't really something that I'm scared wouldn't work either, because for this to work, you really just need a good character design. And I would say 80 to 85% of the time, Sonic characters have a pretty strong character design. Their issue is their shoddy writing, but that's what this year of is for. Shadow had a cool character design, but I mean, his story needed some fixing. He had a great story, but it definitely needed some more clarity after Shadow 05. And with that, we landed on Sonic X Shadow Generations and Shadow Dark Beginnings that added a whole nother layer and a better story to Shadow's old story. So if we could pick a new character to spruce up their story, or heck, rewrite a decent portion of it, I think that would definitely be worth it. So today's topic of conversation is my 3 predictions for who might be the next year of for Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's go. Silver's like the first guy I'd point at because he's got the sauce, he's got the story that needs tweaking. It's almost like your bread and butter option. He's a side character in games now, nobody really cares about him, and everybody kind of sees this guy as like a wimp. So if you ask me, he definitely needs focus. But how should they do it? They should have some small stuff for sure to start. Your comics, your add-ins to mobile games, and exclusives. As for the meat of his year, pause. As for the major part of his year, let me say that this wouldn't take place until 2026 or 2027 for all 3 predictions. So we can kind of count out anything movie related because they wouldn't spoil a post-credit scene. As for games, as of today, we do not have any new news on a new mainline Sonic game outside of a couple 4chan leaks about Sonic Frontiers 2. So what about a spin-off? Tie-ins? I'm gonna go with, if Silver gets his own year, the meat and potatoes of it would be that he's gonna get his own spin-off game the length of Sonic Generations, and he would get his own prologue animation. It's slightly different from Shadow's, but the Hedgehog needs a couple more things to boost up his character, to amp things up. As for a few more extras, a physical release of the game soundtrack, a manga, and a cool slogan. One I've seen online to do with his has to do with hope, and it's kind of corny, but I like it. Hoping for a better tomorrow, just, it feels like something Silver would say. Let's move on to the next character. Or should I say the year for these characters? Amy and Melisande are kind of like a 1-2 combo because one doesn't talk, so it's kind of hard to do a lot with him without altering his character, and then the other one just doesn't have a lot of depth. So kind of gotta put them together. That's gotta be their main reason if they choose these 2, but what about Amy? But once again, why would Sega do them? For starters, Sonic 4 Duh, the year of Shadow thrived off of movie Shadow. Now you're bringing in 2 characters that fans will eat up. I'm telling you, you can do double the trouble if you do it right. That's gotta be their main reason if they choose these 2, but what about Amy?
With her specifically, bringing her in will also bring you more of a female audience. Every Sonic character, for the most part, has a purpose, and like a definition to it. Sonic lives by his own way, meaning he does whatever he wants. Tails is Sonic's best friend, even though he says and claims that he'll move on eventually. Shadow has fought his past for a better today. Okay, currently his is up in the air because of his arc after Shadow Dark Beginnings, but you get the point. But this could be Amy's moment, in particular, if the 2 get a defining character, because sometimes she's the lover, and now she's spreading love to the world. It's a cool idea, I mean, but define it. How would I do a year of Amy and Metal Sonic? Again, the small stuff. Your add-ins to mobile games, comics, etc. One cool thing I would add though is a pop-up cafe for Amy. I've seen this happen before with like TV shows such as The Owl House. So maybe like for a day in a couple of countries, Amy would just pop up, her cafe would pop up, and you know, she would spread the love like she wants to. It could be a bakery, it could be a fruit juice store, something like that to just signify her spreading love. And we're not gonna forget about our metal boy. If you want to do something like Shadow's motorbike, you could build a freaking real Metal Sonic, and you could play like Spot the Metal Sonic or something. Get the media team involved. I'm sure they could come up with something very creative. I don't know, I think that would be like the sickest thing ever. Or even if you don't want to haul him around and of course, you know, risk him getting stolen, you could have a convention and let people see him and take pictures with him. I don't know, I just think building a real life Metal Sonic, considering all the amazing cool metallic figures we have of him, needs to happen eventually. Now for the meat and potatoes, they have the potential to do the double whammy. Obviously, Sonic 4, right? That's going to be a huge event within itself with all the premieres, the promotion, all of that good stuff. But put Amy and Metal Sonic and Frontiers 2 as vital parts to the story. Make Sonic Frontiers 2 a redemption story for Metal Sonic. Make him a more menacing antagonist. Have Amy play a big role as a playable character. I'm not done cooking yet though, let me finish. And not one, but 2 separate prologues to the game. One for Amy and Team Sonic, and one for Metal and Team Robotnik. Boom. Tell me that isn't a cash-churning year right there. Sega, you have the rights to use this idea if you want.
The last one here, and the only one that would have to take place like as soon as the Year of Shadow ends in April, is the Chaotix. And my reasoning? It's their 30th anniversary. Yeah, I really don't know what to say for real. Here's how I would handle a Chaotix 30th anniversary and a year of in the year 2025. Again, like everyone, the extras, add-ins to mobile games, comics, mangas, etc. The unlikely would be them getting a viewing in Season 2 of Knuckles, which is kinda unlikely, let alone this year. An announcement? Maybe we could get that, but I wouldn't hold your breath, and I wouldn't really count that as a thing for this year for them. Let's get creative though, because that's just not gonna work. Oh yeah, here we go! If they want to capitalize off this, I think a small detective game like The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog just made for the Chaotix would be a blast. Because again, unless they had something planned years ago, I don't know how much they have in store for this year. Because, I mean, it would have to happen this year. It's their anniversary, guys. So a detective game in its own style, but definitely the same size of The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, would be the meat and potatoes for their year. That just makes financial sense and probably doesn't take too much for them to do. It's not much, but that's what I think their year of would look like. My overall prediction. So who do I think is going to end up winning the year of prediction? Drumroll please. It's Amy and Metal Sonic, be so for real. It wouldn't make sense to do like any other character knowing the movies are the biggest thing Sonic's got going on right now. With all due respect to the Blue Blur, a Mario game is not going to be as big as a Mario movie, but it might be in the same ballpark as a Mario movie. The Sonic games are not in the same ballpark as the Sonic movies. It might be night and day. So, I don't know, I just feel like it would be a bit off-putting to do like a Year of Blaze in 2027 while Sonic Movie 4 is showing raw footage of Metal Sonic and Amy on the big screen. Even if it were to be in like 2026, I still feel like it would be kinda off unless you're going to have like a huge game to come out alongside of it. I think whoever gets the honors of having another Year of, it needs to have something big and like extravagant alongside of it, and the movies are right there and are introducing characters at such a healthy rate. It's not smart if you don't do that. So my winners today are Amy Rose and Metal Sonic. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I had a blast recording today and I had a blast making this script. I believe these Year ofs should go on for a bit while longer, but let me know in the comment section below who you think should be the next Year of for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. With that being said, I love you guys, wear your socks, peace.